Hi there, Eve here from Vitamin Eve Nutrition Counseling. And today we're going to be talking about plateaus so you can make sure that it's not sabotaging your efforts. So some examples of plateaus when healing your relationship with food are if you know the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger, and you finally know the difference, but you see yourself eating emotionally anyway. Another example is you feel your fullness, and even though you're feeling that satisfaction or that fullness, you finally are able to recognize that feeling, you still notice that you're pushing past it anyway. Or that you have a feeling that skipping breakfast and lunch are causing binges and cravings later in the day. You're starting to notice that pattern, yet you're afraid to have a meal earlier in the day. You're not quite ready to take that step. So in healing your relationship with food, these are plateaus. And when this happens, when people reach this plateau, they get frustrated with themselves, and they get afraid. They think that they're stupid, they think that they're not making progress, and they reason that there's just something wrong with them and they're not meant to heal their relationship with food. And sadly, they are likely to jump on a diet and start these cycles all over again. And trust me, I understand. I've been there myself, and I've helped many people through this plateau experience. And learning how to work with yourself through this plateau experience is a key part in healing your relationship with food. So it helps you continue to make progress. You could see that there's nothing wrong with you, you're not defective, and you could actually learn how to practice unconditional self-love and unconditional self-acceptance. And if you haven't noticed by now, those are key ingredients in healing your relationship with food. So that's why I'm so excited to share these tips with you, so you know how to work through it and so that you don't get sabotaged by these types of things. So there's 3 main steps. You know how much I love steps here. Step number 1 is that voice in your head that's bullying you, that's putting you down and calling you stupid, that's telling you, why can't you see? Why can't you do better? You know this isn't hunger, or why did you push past fullness again? Or, well, eat already. That voice in your head that's yelling at you. We can't make it go away. But what I want you to start to do is to hug it, put your arms around it, and you might need to remind that voice that even though I don't yet know how to handle this, or even though I'm still learning how to heal this aspect of my eating, I'm still gonna love myself unconditionally. I'm staying with me, and I'm gonna work through this. And you might want to tell that voice that these plateaus are expectable, and they're actually part of the process and are actual indicators that you are making progress. So it's actually a good thing when you experience these plateaus. The second thing I want you to know is to let yourself be there. When you are in a new stage in recovering from eating issues, things start to look different. Your perspective starts to change. Start looking at your eating from that new perspective. That's actually part of the healing. And the bigger the change you're trying to make in your life on the outside, the bigger the change that needs to occur on the inside. So oftentimes when you're experiencing these plateaus, that's what's happening. An inner change, an inner shift is happening. And this is a good thing. And sometimes that takes some time. And third of all, the third step is to ask yourself, what small action, inwardly or outwardly, are you willing to take that can move you in the direction of what you want? So in the examples I gave before, if you're finally able to distinguish between physical hunger and emotional hunger, and you did it anyway, you ate emotionally anyway, because that happens sometimes, is to start getting curious and asking yourself, what fed into that? What was I feeling? What was I trying to avoid? What was I trying to experience? Or if you're that person who finally recognizes fullness in their body, they finally know what that feels like and they're able to experience it, if you continue to push past it, are you willing to promise yourself that you're not willing to punish yourself? You're not willing to compensate or make up for it. You're no longer willing to be mean to yourself. Or if you're that person who skips meals earlier in the day, yet continues to have cravings or binges at night. You know, if that's you, are you willing to maybe have something small to eat? Or if you're not willing to eat something yet earlier in the day, you could start asking yourself, you know, if you were willing to have breakfast, if you were willing to have lunch, what would you be willing to have? You could start asking yourself these questions, because again, in making big outer changes, oftentimes we also have to have a big inner change to occur, and these might not happen quite at the exact same time. And I want you to know there is no step too small. So I hope this video was helpful. I appreciate every comment that you make, every emoji you send me. You know I love that. So thank you for, you know, being part of this community. If you like this video, please subscribe. You can even put the thumbs up so you get a notification every time, you know, I make a new video. And share below, what plateau have you experienced, or what plateau are you experiencing now? And which one of these steps do you feel resonated the most with you? Thanks so much for watching. Happy eating, everybody. Bye.